So after 12 years of doing this, I've noticed that there's one thing that keeps consistently sabotaging people's results without them even being aware of it. And just watching a bunch more videos on how to lose body fat and gathering more tips on how to stay in a caloric deficit is not enough to fix this. The issue is much deeper than that, and honestly, I don't see anybody else talk about it. It's time we address it, so let's dive right into it. So after 12 years of doing this, I've noticed that there's one thing that keeps consistently sabotaging people's results without them even being aware of it. And just watching a bunch more videos on how to lose body fat and gathering more tips on how to stay in a caloric deficit is not enough to fix this. The issue is much deeper than that, and honestly I don't see anybody else talk about it. It's time we address it, so let's dive right into it. Let's take Joe for example. Joe wants to go down to 12 to 15% body fat, so he starts doing his research and he stumbles upon some good advice. He starts cleaning up his diet, tracking his calories and macros, going to the gym to lift weights, and he starts walking 10,000 steps per day. So, the body fat starts to come off. After a while though, Joe is starting to notice that he's getting smaller, and on some days his body, especially his belly fat in the love handles area, is getting very squishy, and it looks even flabbier than it looked before. Yeah, the weight going down is great, but Joe isn't really that happy with how his body looks. It's just not what he expected, and definitely not the type of physique that his favorite fitness influencers are promoting. And the longer this keeps on going, the more worried he is that something is off. And then, 6 months later and having lost 35 pounds, Joe finally realizes that the physique he wants isn't there. Arms are thin, the chest is pretty flat, abs are still not visible, and there's that spare tire in his midsection. Clothes are loose and he barely looks like he lifts, despite doing so for the last 6 months. At this point Joe is getting very discouraged. So discouraged that he doesn't even acknowledge that he just lost 35 pounds of fat. And he is wondering, how much longer is this gonna take? Am I doing something wrong? Is all this hard work gonna pay off? How do I get more people to hit the like button on Mario's videos? You can definitely help Joe out by hitting that like button. And a lot of guys like Joe in the same situation slowly start to doubt the whole thing, especially when they relax just one day and then the scale literally goes up by 5 pounds. And because of this, they start to get sloppy. They're not tracking their calories and macros as accurately as before. There's a lot more eyeballing, some cheat meals turn into cheat days. There's a couple of extra drinks here or there. So, instead of doubling down and improving the process, they're slowly sliding back into their old ways. Eventually progress stalls and then Joe and guys like him drop off and the weight usually comes back on. And you might be thinking, well, this Joe guy doesn't seem very smart. Why didn't he just keep working at it since he already saw some results? But he doesn't see it like that. Joe is comparing his progress with his endpoint instead of his starting point. And that right there is the difference between enjoying the process versus consistently being discouraged. And an even bigger problem is that Joe is severely underestimating just how long it takes to build an impressive physique if you're starting from scratch. And the truth is, losing body fat is actually one of the faster things on the fitness journey. Most overweight people can sustainably drop 1 or 2 pounds per week without any issues. Of course, that's still not fast. Enough for a lot of people because they want results now, and the reality is there is no Amazon Prime and same-day delivery for an impressive physique. Because that impressive physique isn't just about losing a bunch of weight, it's about building muscle and changing your lifestyle, which does take time. The impressive physiques that you see on social media are a result of multiple years of hard work. And I'm not talking about fake natties and guys who took vitamin S and sacrificed their health and longevity for a slightly bigger bicep. I'm talking about naturals with average genetics like me and you probably. Watching this, for us, this is a long journey, and the best option we have is to learn to enjoy the process. So time is no longer an issue, and we can make this something we actually want to do for the rest of our lives. And Joe from the earlier example doesn't think like this. For him it's all about the destination and the magical physique he was promised. The idea that he'll finally enjoy the process and be happy when he gets to 12 or 15% body fat. So he has to endure the suffering until he gets there. But the question is, what then? If you don't like any of this stuff, how do you plan on keeping the result? If you don't enjoy eating healthy and taking care of the one body you're ever going to have, how do you plan on staying lean? If you don't learn to enjoy resistance training and you stop doing it, how long can you hold on to your muscle? It's easy to love the end result. Anybody can do that. But when you learn to love the process, that's when you no longer have a problem sticking with it. And discipline is no longer an issue as well. It actually feels weird when you don't do it. And look, no one can stay perfectly dialed in all the time. We all have periods of tightening and relaxing, and the key is to be self-aware. To notice that if you're currently very relaxed with your routine, that it's time to get more disciplined and focused, and tighten things up. On the other hand, if you're currently very strict and disciplined and rigid with things, to notice that maybe in the future, things will have to relax a little bit. That's life. You accept the ups and downs and you never give up. And the beauty of the fitness journey is that after a while your physique is so well developed and your habits are so strong that even in your less focused periods, you look amazing. And nutrition and training are also skills which improve over time. And a great asset you have is your muscle mass. It's definitely difficult to build more muscle, but once you have it, it's much easier to maintain it. This improves your metabolic health. It also makes it much easier for you to get lean and stay lean. And so what if it takes a bit of time to get there? The time will pass anyway. I've done this for 12 years now, and I promise you, your future self will be very happy that you kept at it. I'm forever grateful to my 23-year-old self who got started, and I know there's much more progress I could achieve and many more goals that I have. But I also really appreciate how far I've come. I'm enjoying every step of the way, and because of that, I'm not worried when the next milestone is going to come. So if you're currently feeling stuck, expand your thinking. Embrace a more long-term approach. If you stay consistent, if you're patiently improving, your results are inevitable. The other thing that's going to help you get results is making sure you hit that subscribe button below and the notifications by hitting the bell icon. It does wonders. For coaching, if you want to work with me, check the description below. Also, leaving another video here for you at the end, so check out that video, and I'm going to see you right there.